Everybody wants to be famous. Nobody wants to put in the work. Comedian Kevin Hart says this, and man, is it true. He's right. Humans are preternaturally lazy. It's in our DNA. Maybe it's about conserving calories in times of famine. I don't know. Or maybe it comes from the existential ennui of self-awareness. I don't care if you're Tiger Woods or Arnold Schwarzenegger. There are times when you absolutely don't want to do the thing you need to do. What separates them from us? Drive. The willingness to put in the work. Putting in the work. There's no way around it. There are no hacks, no tricks, no easy buttons. Unless you're related to someone famous or your dad plays golf with a studio exec, you're going to have to bootstrap it. This is the movie business. Quentin Tarantino worked at a movie rental store and saved up enough money to buy film ends so he could shoot his first movie, in increments. This was over months and months and years. Of course, that movie was so bad, according to him, that he'll never show it. But it was also his film school. He didn't get paid. Nobody was cheerleading him. He did it because he wanted more than anything to be a filmmaker. I see these posts in Facebook screenwriting groups, low budget, no budget filmmaker groups. These folks post a project looking for volunteers to help get it done. And without fail, every time they get all these nasty, snarky comments. How dare you not pay people? You're a fake. You're a phony. I cringe every time I see this because these aren't established filmmakers asking for help. These aren't people with a pocket full of money to spend. These are bootstrappers trying to make something out of nothing, trying to make their art. They get treated like scammers who are trying to exploit people. You know who says the best way to get started as a writer, director, filmmaker, producer? Every successful director, every successful filmmaker. James Cameron, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Francis Ford Coppola. They all say the same thing. Get a camera, any camera. Get your friends, volunteers, theater students. Borrow some locations, borrow some props. And if you've got the work ethic and the vision and the stick-to-itiveness, as my old mother used to say, then you'll create something maybe that, despite its cheapness of equipment, lack of salaries, and no-name talent, you just might create something special enough to get you noticed. People who scoff at that, I don't understand. Everything of value I've ever gotten was from me pushing my way in, asking ridiculous asks, and initially working for free. Of course, you're not really working for free. You have to pay to go to college because they teach you skills and knowledge that will lead to a paying career. And yet, especially nowadays, when someone mentions an unpaid internship or apprenticeship, people freak out. Well, okay. But if you have no applicable skills, then you're probably not going to be hired. If you want guaranteed pay, go get a job, get a job. Uber, Shipt, DoorDash, they're all hiring. If you want to work in the arts, it's going to be an uphill slog. You know, the term starving artist doesn't come from nowhere. Should we all be paid a living wage while doing our art? Man, would that not be great? Of course it would. But that's not how it works. Go ask any painter, musician, photographer, screenwriter, novelist, dancer, etc. I guarantee you most of them, at least part of their early career, worked for free. If I wouldn't have been willing to write a few articles for nothing, I never would have gotten paid work as a freelancer. If I hadn't been willing to take no salary for the first 2 years, I wouldn't have been able to start my own newspaper. If I hadn't written dozens of movie scripts for free in order to teach myself the craft, I wouldn't have several movies coming out in the next year. The good news is it's doable. All you have to do is ask. People want to say yes. In fact, I don't think I've ever had anyone in the position to help me say no. Okay, there was one college professor I reached out to who didn't respond. I had asked her to read one of my novels and give me some notes, but she doesn't owe me anything. People are busy. That's the only time I remember being turned down. And I'm nobody. I don't have any connections. I don't have a family name. I have nothing to offer, except the promise that if they take some of their precious time to teach me a valuable skill or give me advice that'll help advance my position, I'm not going to squander it. I'm not looking for an easy way out. I'm not looking for a level up that without any work. I'm going to take whatever they're willing to give me and I'm going to run like hell with it. Go PA on a movie set. Ask an established writer to give you some pointers. Watch some of the hundreds of how-to videos on YouTube. Read books and articles on filmmaking, screenwriting, editing, whatever. Find a class. People are always putting on classes. It doesn't have to be college. Instead of looking at it like you're working for free, try thinking about it like this: you're trading your time for their knowledge. 30 years ago, as my mother in law once quipped, I was an uneducated bum. She was right. I had a wife, a kid, a high school diploma, and no idea what to do with my life. So I worked every low paying, back breaking job you can imagine. And along the way, I realized I wanted to be a writer. But college wasn't an option, so I read a lot. I read novels, nonfiction, how to books, writing magazines, and I wrote a lot of bad sentences. So many bad sentences, terrible paragraphs, purple prose, ridiculous premises, awful poetry. Like anything else, practice led to improvement. Any kind of creative art requires a few basic things. You've got to love it. That's first and foremost. If you don't, if you're just doing it to get rich quick, the only thing quick is how fast you'll quit. The other thing you need is drive. I see these videos and articles saying if you're ambitious but lazy, ... or there's no such thing as laziness, blah, blah, blah. Bull. If you're not willing to put in more work than you can possibly imagine, you're not going to make it. Nobody wants to hear this. I get it. I get it. I totally get it. Life's hard. We're all looking for a break. The good news is your couch is always there waiting for you. You don't have to pursue your art. You can watch TV or TikTok or lose yourself in video games. I could play Skyrim all day. Oh man. It's completely your choice. Everybody wants to be famous. Nobody wants to put in the work.